There's this popular notion that we're always supposed to be thinking outside the box. And then you get to another stage of life and you realize, why should I be thinking there's in fact a box in my life? And all of this I got to understand when I joined Wings to Fly and the ELP program. And now I'd like to think of myself as an example of a person who does not understand any idea of having a box. My name is Nyokabi. I am a show host. I am also a student at the University of Nairobi School of Law, pursuing a Bachelor of Laws. I am also a trustee with Plan International UK and also a corporate MC. My journey with equity began when I was supposed to be getting into my high school. And at that time, I was the best girl in Westlands District. At that time, I was in Lavington Primary School. And I remember having to think about where I would get into high school and how I'd get into high school because we couldn't afford it. One thing that my mother taught me when I was young was that you should never look like your problems. And so I told them, yes, I need this, and I would like for you to assist me because what you are doing would be investing in a gem. And then you will be able to see fruit, and you will see your investment bear fruit in the near future. And I am glad that they took a chance and took a risk with me because right now they can be able to attest to the fact that what they did for me has molded me into the kind of person that I am today. So I got into the Kenya High School, got even more polished, and so got the confidence to even get into leadership. I was a leader all throughout. I was a leader all throughout from primary and also throughout high school. And this was majorly cemented by the fact that one of the features of the scholarship was to always have mentorship programs. And there we would have the who is who's in the nation, and they would come and they would speak to us, and it was just so eye-opening as a young person to be able to hear right from the horse's mouth of people's journeys of success. And this was an opportunity that was handed to me by Wings to Fly and Equity Group Foundation by then. So I got out, and then 1 year of waiting so that I could be able to get into university. And then so I got into the University of Nairobi School of Law. I got into university to study law, not because my primary purpose was to be able to monetize law. I just loved the study of law. And I tell it to people till date and they just can't wrap their minds around it. I think that we have grown into the kind of society, or maybe probably just something that our parents grew up knowing, and so probably tried to hammer it into us that you needed to monetize everything that you went to school for. But sometimes you realize that you get to school, the whole purpose of education is to be able to sharpen you, is to be able to equip you with the skill, with the knowledge, to become an even better person and a useful person in society. So I get this newfound interest into media, and so I start interacting with a lot of the people from the media side. I was able to sit at a board at church for the youth committee and just come up with something that would allow young people to be able to fellowship together even without having the physical meet. So we come up with the YT Nation, and then I happen to be one of the first moderators to be able to moderate the service, and it's happening online. So I get to use this interest that I had gotten and get to learn and sharpen my skills. All of this is as a sum of what I had received right from when I had gotten my scholarship, because I was told that it is possible, it can be done, and you are the person to do it. In the future, I want to be a very big influence in the media in terms of youth, leadership, and government. I also know that some way, somehow, my law is going to come into use, because then again, you cannot be able to talk about the economy when you are interviewing people if you don't talk about how law would be able to influence that, or the economy influences the law. You cannot be able to talk about, social aspects of people if you don't talk about how sometimes the law influences how people interact, or how they do their business, or how people themselves influence the law. So I know at some certain point I am going to be able to actualize my law, but I am hoping that however life turns out, I would be able to have made a difference in the country. Sometimes you have this self-assured demeanor, but then you get into a space and you get into some opportunities you probably try and apply for, and then you receive a rejection and you wonder, I thought I was the very package you were looking for, yeah? But then I decided to always count my losses as wins, because I know that if I am to dwell on the losses that have come my way, or even the failures that have come my way, I will be clouded from seeing present opportunities. I will be clouded from seeing some things that I can be able to do. And so I have decided that even every time that I go through something that is disheartening, that I will be able to, you know what, cry for a few seconds, and after I am done doing that, brush myself off and think about, okay, so now I have learned one way of not achieving what I had wanted. So let's move on. Thank you. Next. The kind of generation we live in right now is the kind that talks about how the universe conspires to bring every single thing that you desire. Well, I don't want to dispel that notion, but I want to say that we also have a part to play. We have a part to play in being very active, in going out there and being aggressive enough to look for the opportunities that we want. It's good for us to be very sensitive to opportunities that are there and available for us to take on, so that we're able to do that. For instance, my family reached out to Equity for Wings to Fly scholarship, because they knew that would be an opportunity that would lead to another open door. So really, you cannot just sit at home and wait for opportunities to come right from the air. Well, sometimes you have to push the door so that it opens. Otherwise, you will continue standing outside the door and nobody will let you in. You need to let them know that you're there by knocking.